Well, let's discuss that a bit further now with Mr. James H. Fetzer, who is a professor emeritus at the University of Minnesota Duluth, who is joining us now live via Skype from Madison. Sir, thanks a lot for joining us now. How do you feel about the prospects of success, if I may call it that, in these talks?
Well, the circumstances may be more promising than in the past by virtue of extrinsic considerations such as the warmongering by North Korea, the BRICS nations forming a new World Bank, and the ongoing conflict in Syria, which is somewhat stalemated. These are real issues, whereas the prospect of Iran developing a nuclear bomb, which has been disavowed by its supreme leader, is merely an abstract possibility.
Right, so then moving forward, what do you expect to really happen here? Will anything constructive really come out? We've obviously seen many talks occur in the past, and the West has always gone back on its word.
Well, there do appear to be attitudinal differences, and if Iran has fresh proposals, that is all to the good. But there's still a bizarre asymmetry involved here. Iran not only has developed no nuclear weapons, 16 U.S. intel agencies concurred in 2007 that it wasn't attempting to develop them and reaffirmed that finding in 2011. And yet it is well known that there is a nation in the Middle East that has 200 to 600 of these little beauties, has never signed the non-proliferation treaty, and won't allow inspectors. It would be nice to see an even-handed approach that brings Israel into compliance with international law rather than pursuing Iran, which has disavowed any pursuit of nuclear weapons.
I'm glad you mentioned Israel, Professor. I wanted to ask about that. In fact, has the United States in itself pushed itself into a corner that it's not really able to come to a deal with Iran because of the Israel factor?
Well, it's embarrassing that Israel continues to exert so much influence over American foreign policy. When Chuck Hagel, a former senator, was nominated to be Secretary of Defense, he was pilloried by some of Israel's senators in the United States, Dianne Feinstein, John McCain, Lindsey Graham, and all that Hagel had observed was that the interests of the United States and those of Israel do not invariably converge. He was right. I would like to believe that the United States will approach this with a greater degree of realism and independence than it has shown in the past.
All right, we'll have to leave there for now. Professor Fetzer, we do appreciate your insight.